Look, there's a very limited list of people that you actually want coming up to you when you're outside having a smoke break at 7 a.m. in the morning. And honestly, a cop has to be at the very, very, very bottom of that list. And after today's video, I think you're going to agree with me. Hey there, I'm America's attorney. I've been a lawyer for over 24 years. I've helped over 1.2 million people. And today we're breaking down a lawsuit by Joshua Clark against the Spokane Valley Police Department for this arrest right here. So who are the parties in this lawsuit? And Joshua Clark is an African-American resident of Spokane Valley, Washington, who alleges that he was wrongfully targeted, assaulted, and prosecuted by local law enforcement. The arresting officer and a defendant in the lawsuit is Officer Samuel Turner, a Spokane Valley police officer who initiated the encounter and allegedly used excessive force during the arrest. And I don't know why I'm saying allegedly. I've watched the video. Also named in the lawsuit is Dave Ellis, the chief of police, who is accused of failing to implement or enforce policies that would have prevented the incident from even happening. The institutional defendants include the city of Spokane Valley and its police department, both of which are accused of maintaining unconstitutional policies, customs, and practices. You think? According to Clark's lawsuit, these entities failed to train, supervise, or discipline their officers, and thereby allowed misconduct to flourish unchecked. Yeah, I kind of saw that. It shows up in the video. Now, based on the lawsuit and the available body cam footage, here's what we believe happened on October 1st, 2023. Officer Sam Turner was on routine patrol when he drove past the Hometown Studio apartment complex in Spokane Valley. From his patrol car, he spotted Clark sitting in the driver's seat of a silver Dodge SUV parked in the lot. Believing this man matched the description of a felony suspect based solely on race, according to the complaint, Turner circled back, pulled into the lot with his lights activated, and parked directly behind the vehicle. Body cam footage shows that without speaking or identifying himself, Turner approached the driver's side and immediately opened the car door. At that moment, Joshua Clark was calmly seated, both hands visible and resting on his thighs. Turner later claimed in his report that Clark appeared to be trying to lock the doors, but body cam footage conclusively contradicts that false narrative. Officer Turner asks Clark if he is Willie, and Clark responds, no. Turner tells Clark there is someone named Willie who's associated with the vehicle that is trespassed from the property. The officer continues to ask for Clark's ID. Clark informs the officer that Willie can't be associated with his vehicle and denies providing identification past his first name. From there, the situation escalates terribly when, instead of giving Clark a chance to exit voluntarily, Turner physically pulls him from the vehicle and throws him to the ground. Despite a neighbor approaching the officer and informing him that Clark does in fact live there.
He lives here. What's the issue?
I'm conducting an investigation.
Yes, sir.
All right, and he decided he wanted to fight with me, so.
Fight?
You got questions, I'll come talk to the officer in a minute.
Okay, he does live here, though.
I haven't fought anybody.
At one point, Turner falsely claimed Clark put him in a chokehold.
Give me your hand. You wrap my neck up. You're going to get hit.
An allegation that the complaint says is completely unsupported by video, witnesses, or physical evidence, and I would agree with that. The encounter did not de-escalate until other officers eventually arrived. Following the violent arrest, Officer Turner filed multiple criminal charges against Joshua Clark, including felony assault on a police officer, obstructing a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest, and criminal trespass. Think about it. He still thinks he's Willie. He charged him with the trespass. What a dumb... These charges were based on Turner's claim that Clark had been combative and had even placed the officer in a rear guillotine chokehold during the encounter. I had to Google that. Wow. However, according to the lawsuit, body cam footage and eyewitness accounts contradict that narrative, showing Clark did not act aggressively, but instead tried to protect himself from what he believed and what I believe was an unprovoked assault. The complaint argues that the charges were not only unfounded, but were then filed maliciously to cover up Turner's own use of excessive force. Of course they were. He isn't Willie. He wasn't trespassed from there. He's Josh. I'm Josh. We're all Josh. Ultimately, the Spokane County prosecutor dismissed all charges against Clark with prejudice, meaning they cannot be refiled. Fortunately, that's not the end of the story, because on April 17th of 2025, Clark filed this lawsuit. The lawsuit sets forth 11 distinct causes of action rooted in both constitutional violations and state common law. The first three claims allege violations of the Fourth Amendment, including unlawful seizure without reasonable suspicion, arrest without probable cause, and the use of excessive force during the detention. Yeah, I actually did notice that stuff all happened. The fourth cause of action invokes the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, asserting that Clark was targeted and treated more harshly solely because of his race. The fifth claim is a claim for municipal liability, alleging that the city of Spokane Valley and its police department maintained unconstitutional policies, customs, and practices that directly led to the violation of Clark's rights. The remaining 6 claims are based on state law. That's false arrest, assault and battery, violation of due process, intentional infliction of emotional distress, malicious prosecution, and negligence. Yeah, I actually saw all 6 of those in the video. Each of these causes of action ties back to Officer Turner's conduct, as well as the city's alleged failure to supervise, train, and discipline its officers. I mean, especially Turner. The lawsuit seeks compensatory and punitive damages, as well as attorney's fees under 42 U.S.C. Section 1988. At the heart of Joshua Clark's lawsuit is the claim that his race played a central role in how he was treated by law enforcement. Well, of course it did. They're not beating up every single person they encounter, especially not the white people. The complaint alleges that Officer Turner initiated the stop, detention, and use of force against Clark solely because he's black. According to the lawsuit, Turner's justification for the stop, that Clark matched the description of a felony suspect, was based entirely on race, with no attempt to corroborate any details beyond skin color. The complaint further asserts that Turner would not have stopped or treated a white individual in the same circumstances with such aggression or suspicion. Clark argues that he was subjected to harsher treatment than similarly situated white residents, and that's what I'm saying, and that the actions taken against him reflect a broader pattern of racially discriminatory policing within the Spokane Valley Police Department. This alleged disparity forms the basis for an equal protection claim under the 14th Amendment, accusing the officer and the department of engaging in conduct that was not only unconstitutional, but also driven by racial bias. Interestingly, this claim will be proven by statistics, and they get to dig through all of the police department's arrest records, and honestly, they can be pretty damning when you start sorting those arrests by race. Now, this case is set to proceed through the federal court system, with Joshua Clark demanding a jury trial. The defendants will have the opportunity to respond to the lawsuit, potentially filing motions to dismiss, or maybe later seeking summary judgment. If the case survives those early challenges, it will move into discovery, where evidence like the body cam footage and departmental records will come under scrutiny. Ultimately, the court will decide whether the claims go to trial, where a jury will weigh the evidence and determine liability and damages. Do you agree with Clark that his race played a role in the arrest? Do you believe that he was actually able to place the officer in a rear guillotine chokehold? You should Google it before you vote yes. Hey, drop your pro se opinion down below in the comments and let me know what you're thinking. And don't forget, while you're down there, to lawyer up with me, America's attorney, by putting the subscribe button in a front guillotine chokehold. And I'll be back soon with more legal breakdowns, and I'll see you then. Ultimately, the Supreme are accused of maintaining unconstitutional policy. Officer Sam Turnell was on... Turnell?